Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I have been studying mind mastery and emotional management and its connection to spirituality for over 25 years. In this podcast, I help guide you out of your daily struggles in life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Life is hard, but your daily growth doesn't have to be. Join me 3 times a week as I lead you inward on a healing, creating, and connecting journey. Let's go get the nugget of inspiration. Now, on to powerful step number 2. Step number 2, we're still building the relationship and we're still building the relationship between the ant and the elephant, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, your words mind and your emotional mind. Like, these are all the same. They're all the same thing. But this is the step. This is the thing. This is the key, right? So, it's no different. Check this out. Let's say you're talking to your friend and you guys are going out to dinner and you're trying to make a decision about dinner. And you say, hey, do you want to go to this new burger restaurant, Sam's Burgers, that's downtown. It's a brand new restaurant. And she goes, I don't know, maybe, right? That's not very decisive, okay? But then you say, hey, do you want to go to this new Thai restaurant, Tom's Thai Food, that's on the east side of town, and it's a brand new restaurant? She goes, oh my God, yeah, that would be amazing. Oh, I just love Thai food. You feel the difference? What you're trying to do is to use words, pictures, images, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to tell you this or show you this step here in a second, that create that emotional response in your subconscious mind. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a goal? And here's a good example, losing weight. I have to lose weight. I ate a bunch of food starting from October all the way to December. I gained 10 pounds. I feel bloated. I feel terrible. I feel sluggish. I feel gross. I feel fat. My clothes don't fit. Makes me crabby. I'm losing energy. On and on you go. And you say, I need to lose weight. I'm starting in the new year. So my New Year's resolution is to lose 20 pounds by the end of February. And then what do? You go out into the physical world and you make your plan. You go out into the physical world and you write down your goals. You go get a new scale. You get a diet journal. You go to the gym and you find a personal trainer who can give you some exercises. And you get a little bit excited. You walk into the gym and the person's really nice and then say, okay, I want to see you here Monday morning after the new year. I want to see you here Monday morning at 5:30. And you're like, okay, I'm getting up. I'm getting ready. Sunday night, you set your alarm, you get your shoes out and you get your bag all set, you get your clothes out. You go, actually, then after you meet with the PT, you go shopping and you buy new outfits, a new sports bra, new cute shorts, and new, cute tank top and hair ties. And 5:30 in the morning rolls around and you're a little bit tired, but you're still excited, and you get up and you go. And you go to the gym and the trainer's really amazing and you just love them and they are so wonderful and you are totally on your way. Tuesday morning, you roll over, you get up, you put your shoes on, you go to the gym, and you start doing some exercise. And you're like, wow, my stuff's sore. Like, my body is sore today. My shoulders are sore. And then you start joking about it with the PT, with the trainer. And then he says, I want to see you tomorrow at 5:30. And you say, okay. And you set your alarm and you go to bed and you're thinking about it. And you're like, my legs are kind of sore too. 5:30, your alarm goes off at 5 o'clock and you hit snooze and you just do a 5-minute snooze and then you snooze and you snooze and you're like, my body's really sore today. I don't feel that great. It's a little bit hard to move around throughout the day, but you go. You begrudgingly drag your body to the gym. Thursday morning, he says, I want you to take the day off, but I want you to get outside and do a few things. I want you to just keep moving your body. I want you to go for a walk. I want you to, do some light, clean the house or do some vacuuming or something that just kind of keeps your body moving. So you sleep until 7 o'clock and you get up and you make your normal breakfast and you start doing some housework and you're like, crap, man, my legs really hurt. Like, this is really stupid. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I think I'm going to call them and cancel. Like, I can hardly move. And then you lay on the couch and you put Netflix on. Then Friday morning, the alarm goes off and you're just like, I think I might be done with this. Like, I think I really would rather be in my comfortable bed. So you call the PT and you lie to him and you tell him you're sick. You tell him you don't feel good. And he says, I hope you feel better. I'll see you on Monday. Make sure you keep moving. Keep drinking water. I'll see you Monday. Through the whole entire weekend, your body starts to feel a little bit better, but you just sink back into your old habits. Monday comes around, you call them and you say, I'm going to cancel the rest of mine. Can we just go to maybe 2 days a week? And can we meet at 11 instead of 5:30? And you start making excuses. Now, the reason why you're making excuses, let's now analyze that, because that has happened to every single person on the planet, which is why 80% of people do not reach their goals. It's because you are the ant trying to drag the elephant around. I'm going to drag the elephant through the 3D world, through all this whole experience, in hopes that I will like it eventually and I will lose weight and I will feel amazing. It's not going to work. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work. So you do this emotional work first. You do this internal work first. You will find yourself jumping out of bed before the alarm goes off. I know it sounds a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? So the next step, finding out what it is that you want and why you want it. Now what you're going to do is you are going to create the new persona. Okay? You're going to create a new persona of the person who has the thing. Okay? So if you want to be thin and fit, if you want to be rich and affluent, you have to now embody the person who has that goal that you want. So, for example, if somebody is obese, they have a certain way of thinking, speaking, acting, doing, feeling. They have a certain way they make decisions. They have a certain way of thinking, because it is your past thinking, feeling, and acting that has led to where you are right now in your current reality. It is these past 1.5 million choices that you have made, these past 1.5 million decisions that you have made that are leading you to this destiny that you're currently living. So what does that say? No amount of affirmations are going to change how you get results. None. So now, big step 2, you have created the thing you want and you know the reason why you want it, because every time you say it, I'm just going to feel alive. You can feel that emotional, physical sensation in the body, and you feel your subconscious mind wake up. The elephant now is like dancing feet and eyes are open and trunk is swinging and is like, let's go. Like, I am ready to go. Okay? And in the ready to go, that's when it becomes effortless. But there's still a couple things for you to do. Creating the persona. So now this is where the word embody comes in. You need to embody the new persona. You need to step into a new way of thinking, feeling, and acting. Okay? You need to step into a new role in your life. If you want to have a new body, you have to think differently. You have to feel differently. You have to feel differently about your body. There are many, many people, and I will say that as a personal trainer, when I was a personal trainer and in the fitness field for 25 years, I recognized one common thread about people who were overweight. And that common thread is that there was not a lot of self-love. There was not a lot of self-care. Because if you care about your body, you would not put those chemical-induced foods in your body. You would not drink that caffeine and that sugar. You would not eat those foods that were hormonally created. Those aren't all the right words, but so you wouldn't do that, right? Would you feed a baby Coca-Cola? No. And why is that? Because it's not good for the baby. Why do you drink it? Would you feed a kitten alcohol? No. Why? Because it's not good for them. Then why do you drink it? Now, I'm not attacking your behaviors. What I'm trying to help you to understand is the way that we behave, the thinking that we do, creates our reality. You can think a couple of words and they become just words in the beginning. You think those words long enough, they become habit. You think them longer, they become a belief. They get embedded into the subconscious mind, and now it's part of your personality. Okay? As it becomes part of your personality, it becomes a lot harder to change. Now it's the personality of the elephant. Your subconscious mind just is, I'm just an angry person. I just am someone who drives with road rage. I'm just a person who yells at my kids. I'm just a person who eats chocolate after every single meal. I'm just a person who has 2 glasses of wine after dinner every single night. Now, do you remember me talking about the life cycle? Where it's your thinking that leads to your emotions, that lead to your physical sensations in your body, which lead to your actions, which create your beliefs. This is where we use our words to create an emotional state that changes the body, that changes the mind of the subconscious. That's what we're after. We are now pushing our thinking, feeling, and actions deeper into ourself instead of trying to reverse engineer and do it on the outside first. I'm going to go to the gym and eventually I'll feel better. And I say, feel better first, and the results of going to the gym are going to be effortless. Let me say that again. Instead of going out into the 3D world and trying to manipulate the 3D world to make you feel better, I say, close out your senses to the 3D world, go inward and feel better, and let the outside world change effortlessly. That's the bottom line. I don't want to put in a lot of effort in this life. I have done that a lot. I have tried to manipulate. I have tried to guilt people. I have tried to do things to get others to do what I wanted them to do so that I would feel better. And I say that's the wrong way to do it, because I tell you, that's exhausting. It's exhausting, my friend. It's exhausting. Trying to manipulate others, trying to guilt them into doing something different so you can feel better. Go inward. Begin a meditation practice. Go inward and feel better first. And watch the outside world shift and change quickly in your favor and last forever, as long as you keep meditating. That's a lot easier than trying to figure out ways to manipulate people into doing what you want them to do so you'll feel better. Okay, we want it to be effortless. And to me, sitting in my favorite chair and going inward and meditating and using my journal to create a visual scene and create this communication between my mind and my body, that to me is a lot more effortless and way more fun than trying to figure out ways to manipulate my kids so they behave and I don't have to be so upset. So how do we step into this new persona? First of all, you need to figure out what the new persona is going to be. So here's a couple of different exercises you can try. One, you can say on your journal page at the top, here's the topic: money, relationships, health, whatever your topic is, whatever your goal is. And then you divide the paper in half long ways. And in a column on the left is you, current state. What do I think about money right now? What do I think about health right now? What do I think about my relationships right now? And write all those things down. Then you write, how do I feel about money? How do I feel about relationships? Whatever your topic is, how do I feel about it? Okay. Then the next one is, what's my behavior about this thing? How do I act about this thing? Okay. And you fill that whole blank in, you fill that whole column in, and go and go and go and go and go until you've exhausted the list. That's going to give you your current map. If I think, feel, and act like this, I will get what I currently have. I will get this body, this relationship, this financial state. Okay. In the next column is where it becomes a little bit more fun, but also can be a little bit more challenging for people. The future me that has the goal, the future me that is the ideal weight, has a loving relationship, has all the health, all the money that she wants. How does she think? Because I guarantee you she thinks differently than you do. How does she think? How does she feel? What are her actions? It is now in this that you are creating the future persona, the future you, because we do this as humans. I think that generally, if we don't go inward, we are not terribly smart in this way that we keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, Einstein says that's the definition of insanity. And I would say 90% of the people on the planet are insane then, me included, where I keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting somehow the result to be different. Well, if I take that same recipe with those 20 ingredients and I use the correct 20 ingredients and the correct amount, my end product is probably going to be delicious. But then if I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to exchange these 10 ingredients for 10 different ingredients, the outcome is going to be vastly different. Even if you take a pie, I'm going to make a fruit pie, and this one's going to be cherry, and all I'm going to do is substitute one thing in the other pie, and I'm going to put blueberries instead of cherries. I'm going to get a pie. It's just going to be very different. So this new list, you're going to substitute a couple of those things out. Now, are you just going to start doing them? You can, but I don't necessarily recommend it yet. This is just step 2. This is all still introspection. You're still just going inward and you're trying to figure out who's the new scene, who's the new person that I want to be. I want to be a person that's thin and fit. Well, I have to think, act, and feel differently. And then, you get all the way back. That number 1 is, what is the emotional state that I'm after? How does that fit into the creating the new persona, the new person? Where is that in there? Because how do I feel right now about health? Well, I feel like crap. How do you want to feel? I want to feel alive. And then as you say that, you can feel the sensation in your body. So as you feel it, the sensation in your body, you just used a word and an emotional state, or you used a word to create an emotional state that lit the subconscious mind up. Now you've got the subconscious mind's attention. Step 3. So in step 2, you have to create that persona. Now, if you have never experienced a loving relationship, you better start finding out what that actually feels like. Go and Google how to create a loving relationship and start finding those words and those clues that are in there of people who have loving relationships. You'll find a blog somewhere of some girl that said, I was in crappy relationships, and when I started loving myself, I found the person of my dreams. Okay? Then you write that down. How does a person who's in a loving relationship feel? They love themselves. Okay, I'm going to start loving myself. And I have lots of podcasts on self-love. One of my favorites is Self-Love is Not Selfish, or Self-Care is Not Selfish. I forget which one I titled it, but it's a great podcast. So if you do have struggles with self-love, that's the ticket. I'll tell you, that's a ticket anyway, is self-love. You can't loathe yourself into success in any area. That's another powerful tip. Write that down. Okay. So now that you have the persona, first you have the thing that you want. You have why you want it. Now you have the persona of the person who can have it. You have the thinking, feeling, and doing. Now the fun begins. The next step, number 3, is that you create a scene, a movie scene that makes you feel alive. Now, I use the acronym of ALIVE, and I'm going to share that with you, but I did not mean for that to be the same thing as from step 1. But you do want to use the same acronym, even if your emotional base is fun or adventure or happiness or freedom or power, you're still going to create a scene that makes you feel alive. And I'm going to tell you why. When you create a scene in your mind, because we are visual beings and our thinking, even though is in words and symbols, when you step into a scene, like in the 3D world, you create an emotional response. And what is the whole point of this practice? To create an emotional response so you can communicate with what? Your subconscious mind, which is the most powerful part of you, which is going to get you your goal in an effortless way. You're getting it. So I have to use different parts of my thinking, different parts of my creativity and my imagination. These are faculties: creativity, imagination, thinking, feeling. Those are all faculties again. I have to use these other faculties in combination together to communicate with my subconscious mind. So my subconscious mind says, oh, hey, I'm excited. I'm on board with your goal. Let's go. And it becomes effortless. Just as if you get in the car and drive to work the same way every single day, your subconscious mind gets you there effortlessly. You just get in the flow, turn the radio on, listen to a podcast, talk with your friends, right? You just get there effortlessly. Would you say? Okay. And that's what you want. That's the bottom. This is the stuff, you guys. I hope you're taking notes. Okay. So now you create a scene that makes you feel alive. Here's my acronym. ALIVE. These are an acronym. The very first one in your movie scene that creates the emotional state of you having the goal from number one. What was the emotional state? Which is why you can't go, well, it's just because I love shopping. Does that feel like anything in your body? No. Keep going until you get that emotional state. Once you get the emotional state, then you create the persona. Now you want to step into that new role, that new person. You're like an actress stepping into a new role. And as an actress, it's like Julia Roberts. She's done a lot of movies, but let's take her in Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 11. And she's married to a thief, like George Clooney, who's a thief. But she's not really a part of the thieving and all that. I think in the second one she is a little bit, but she's an actress playing a role. And the way that she talks and thinks and acts and behaves and feels gives us this persona of what kind of person she is. Then you see her in Pretty Woman, and she's a completely different person. She's a completely different actress, also changing her thinking, being, doing, and it changes this whole look about her, everything about her, okay? That's what you're going to do. So in this scene, you are taking step 2 and step 1, and you're combining them into step 3. So you're taking the feeling, the emotional state of why you want the thing, and you're taking the persona from step 2, and that person that you want to become, who thinks and acts and feels like this certain way to get this different result. And you're creating a scene, a movie scene. And I keep saying movie because I want it to be moving. I want there to be action. So the first one is action. It's alive, it's moving, talking. You are in your body, looking through your eyes in this scene, acting as if. So if you lost all the weight you wanted to lose, if you had all the money that you wanted to have, what would you be doing? What would you have? What is the number one scene that comes into your mind? The L stands for liberating. It's got to feel freeing. It's got to feel confident. It has to feel like you're there, which has to have this action. Okay? The next one this is the most important one. It impacts others. When we first start a meditation practice and we want to manifest something, it's always first starts with us. We want something different. We want to feel better. We want more money because it's going to give us whatever this emotional state. We want this better relationship. It's all kind of me, me, me. But once we fill that bucket of the me, 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 we now have a full bucket to share with others. So I say, hey, I want more money because I want to buy a new car for me. I want to buy new clothes for me. Okay, then in my visual, when my bucket is full of all this money and I get the things that I want, the next thing that I would naturally do is share it with others. Now I want a bigger house for my family. Now I want vacations for all of us to go on. Now I want college tuition already paid for the boys. I want trips and vacations for me and Amy, right? So that's where you're wanting to create it. You want it to get to that place where what is it that I'm doing? Why I'm doing this thing? Because it's going to impact others. So first, it has lots of action, but you're going to add other people into your visual scene. It's liberating, creating that emotional state of freedom and confidence and alive. You're bringing in other people. How are other people in my life impacted if I have this goal? If I reach this goal of losing weight, how are other people impacted? Well, God, I get to hang out with them and I get to feel better and I'm in a better mood and a better state of being. I have more energy. I can move and play and run around and walk the dogs and play with my kids or go for walks with my husband. I can go up and down a flight of stairs without feeling crabby or feel like I'm going to die. Okay. The V stands for vibrant. You are going to create the scene that has color, movement, tone. It is this beautiful scene that you can get into, and you can play around in that scene and engage with what would be this 3D future reality. And the E stands for emotional response. So you are using all of these things to create an emotional response that you had in step 1. And how long do you do this? As long as you can. Play in this space. Play in this space. Go in there in your visual. Close your eyes. Turn out the current 3D reality. That's why we close our eyes when we meditate. Put on some soft music. Create your scene. Step into your persona. Step into that reality of that other person. You're putting on the other outfit. You're stepping into the new actress position. You have to be a different role. And it will be easy. It'll be really easy in your visual. And it might be hard at first if you've not done this kind of work before, and it's okay. Keep doing it. Set your timer for 5 minutes. Be in your journal so you're getting kind of the feedback as you're here in this space, creating this space on your pieces of paper. I'm in this journal. What is this? I'm going to ask myself, what is the thing I want? I'm going to ask myself 7 times why I want it. Then I'm going to create who's the type of person who can have that thing. And you may have to do a little bit of research if you've never had the experience. If you don't know what it's like to be rich, if you don't know what it's like to make 6 figures, or you don't know what it's like to be in a loving relationship, you have to do a little bit of research. And this should be fun. You should not be forcing it, but it should be fun for you. And you create, okay, so they think like this. They feel like this, and they act like this. Okay, now in your visual, I'm going to think, feel, and act like that. This becomes a lot of fun. And what I'm telling you is the creation of a new world. It's a creation of a new you. You will be shedding your old energy persona and stepping into a completely new reality. This is the power of manifesting. And where people fail is because they use these words, these empty words, and they do not get all the way down to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind needs to adopt. It needs to be in cahoots with you. It needs to be a collaborative experience between your conscious mind, your conscious thinking, the ant, and the elephant, your subconscious mind. And as soon as you can get your subconscious mind on board that says, hey, you know what? Hell yeah, let's go. It becomes effortless. 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 I am so excited about this. Now, if you need a little bit more customization, if you need a little bit more assistance with this, I have a new group coaching program that's coming up the beginning of February. Now, if you are listening to this sometime in the future, just reach out. The group coaching program isn't always open, but there's always one upcoming. So just reach out to me, email me, send me an email to themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. Come into my Facebook groups, send me a message either through Chakras for Beginners or Lady Rising or my regular Facebook page, Jen Mack. Follow me. Send me a message that says, hey, you know what? I want to be a part of your group coaching program, and I will reach out to you and we will talk. This shit is real. This is how you do it. You start at the energy level, and I really, really hope that you will do this work. You will have fun with this. And if you need some assistance, I got your back, sister. I got you. And I hope to see you. I hope to hear your story of success. I can't wait. And I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing your story. So please do this work. It really changes you, it'll change your world, and it will completely support you on your journey. Thanks for listening. And if you made it to the end of this episode, then I'm really proud of you, because that tells me that you are dedicated to your own transformation. And if you're looking forward to other episodes, please send me a friend request on Facebook under Jen Mack and follow my page so you get notified as soon as another powerful episode drops. I try to get out 3 a week starting at 6 a.m. so you can start your day off right. And I try to focus on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 6 a.m. Also, if you're being inspired by my podcast, please share your opinion in a review so others can be inspired too. Keep going, growing, and transforming, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration. I'll see you next time.